Good morning, my friends. It is Thursday, December 16th, and I am here on this morning of ACT. On days of ACT, sometimes I'm like, all right, Kate, please do not sound preachy when you're talking with your friends on Rituals to Rise, which is now Rise for Time and Money Freedom. So I changed the name. We'll talk about that as January comes, but I just wanted to start putting in place, moving toward our solution. So a couple of things come up to me when I want to talk about ACT and giving. And it is the season of giving that we hear. And so part of me is like, yeah, like it's a good time to talk about giving. So last night we had on Bold Real Estate Facebook page, my business partner, Patricia McCardle, and I do a video every week called Real Law Estate with Patty and Kate. And it's Tuesdays at noon now, but we had a special one last night. And we invited a lot of our shop local friends to come on and talk a little bit about what they're doing, how they're making out. We did this last year, and last year it was the beginning of it was in the pandemic, and our stories were, like so like heavy, right? They were just, people were in such a place of things that they did in order to get by. And one of the most memorable stories that I heard was from the Pine Meadow alpacas. And also, I think they call it the animal experience as well. And what they had done was they went to different senior citizens' homes with their animals, and they just paraded their animals outside so they could look out through the windows. And we now know how devastating this pandemic was in nursing homes for people. And just to have that thought of, I've got these animals around and we have no more parties. What can we do? And how can we serve? And last night when we were talking, and we had a newcomer to our group, which was Jessica from Isabel's, and she was telling the stories. So Patty, my partner, bought all of us as a little present this chapstick called Bitch Sticks. and we all loved them, and I always mine's in my bag, and we use them all the time, and they're awesome. But Jessica was telling us the story that they have, the story behind that business is really amazing. And what Jessica and her family do, because they own Periwinkles and Isabel's and the toy box in Fairhaven. And what they do is, so anyways, with the Bitch Sticks, they donate a portion of all the money that comes in to women's battery or shelters or whatever. And so they are, or victims of domestic abuse, I guess. And so they have a group in New Bedford that they donate their money to. So in this case, we have, again, two stories that last night came up that reminded me about like really the spirit of giving. One of them is financial, and it's a ritual, right? A no-brainer thing that a certain amount of your money goes to something, right? And then the other one was a gift of the heart, where they of course, I'm sure there was a cost to them, but they loaded up their animals, and that can't be easy, and brought them over just to make the day of some seniors. So where am I going with this is I'm going to a place of what do you do and how do you do it? And I was talking with a few people about how they give. And, there's so many stories out there, and we all have to do our comfort zone, which makes me think about the saying that Rosie O'Donnell said once is, give until it hurts. This is back when she had her show and she was, giving something crazy. And she said, it's easy for, like, say, millionaires to give some money, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, they gave X amount of dollars. And for them, it's like a cup of coffee, right? So her story was, or her message was that day that just always resonated with me, was giving until it hurts. And so anyway, I don't know. On this day of action, my thought is to look at yourself. I know I did. And we have in the Realtor Party, we have the Realtor Party Action Committee, so our PAC. And I had, because I had a couple of good years, this pandemic has been very good to us realtors. I bumped up to the next level. So I did that at the beginning of the year, and I thought I was paid off. And then I get the call 2 days ago, or text message, you have $800 left to pay. I'm like, oh, I thought I was done. Right. So it hurt this time, anyway, the point is that we all do what we can do, whether it's a financial action that is part of your giving, or it's part of loading your animals in a car and bringing them to make somebody's day and giving the gift of love and time. Either way is what works for you and how you can do it. And here's the thing, I'm going to let you in on a little secret, is that when we give, not only does it benefit the person we're giving to, it benefits us. And one of the things about thank you notes or gratitude marketing is that, yes, it's great to send them out and it's a great touch and the other side really likes it. But what happens to us? The first thing that happens to us is while we're looking for that person to catch them doing something right so we can send a note, we are spending our life looking for goodness. And the second part is that gift of writing it is such a gift to ourselves as well. So this is one of those like special, selfish, but also selfless kind of giving, right? Is that whenever you give, it also helps you. And so if you're feeling grouchy, stressed, down, maybe it might be worth a look at seeing how you can give. And I would love to hear some stories that you all have about this. I feel so lucky and so blessed. And so I feel like I want to do the best I can. And I hope that I'd love to hear what you guys are doing. Oh, I got a comment. Let me put on my glasses. Give my eyes a break from the contacts. Good morning. Great message. I'm still doing my Zoom bingo game. So Cindy Fort, thank you, Cindy. Cindy Fort is a realtor from South Shore. And I met her at one of my trainings and we became fast friends, and she's pops on here. During the pandemic, this woman, she has a lot of seniors as clients, and she was relatively new, I think, at the time to real estate. And this was something that ended up being a huge benefit to her business, is she created a Zoom bingo for all of her senior friends. So she got them set up on how to do Zoom bingo. She helped them with it. She ran bingo, I think once a week. Is it once a week, Cindy? And then she would go drive around to them and leave them the little presents that they won in the Zoom bingo game. And so think about that. How brilliant was that? So she was serving her community, which was the biggest reason why she did it. But the carryover is now she had a reason to be in front of, like, dropping off presents to these people. So she was able to continue doing a pop-by strategy of staying connected to her clients. And she was able to give them something tangible. And she probably ended up delivering groceries and all that kind of good stuff to things, for the housebound people. So it came from an act of service. It ended up being a great business idea. Although, again, it wasn't started as that. I don't think. I think that she just wanted to serve her people, right? And so she is still doing, to this day, Zoom bingo, which reminds me, in my family, we started doing a McGregor family hangout on Zoom on Friday nights because my mother-in-law was pretty much homebound. And we are still doing it. So 2 years strong, we are still getting together on Friday nights and having that connection. Such good info. And Heather wrote something fun too. She wrote, giving giving of time is a first for me, truly, because just being there and not doing something is harder than it seems. The precious present, right? So just being there is a precious present, and it's probably the present that most people like, right? So that just reminds me of one story, and then I will hang up because I know I've been chattering for a while. So my husband is a hunter, and he so they get deer, and they, my poor garage turns into a factory for a meat factory for half of a day or whatever. And honestly it's disgusting, and I have stories about whatever. I'm not going to tell you that now, but for the last few years he's been giving like the stuff that doesn't go into the meat, and it comes out like it's like the heart and the this and the that, and he's been giving it to my niece who has huskies. So this year he has this new grinder, and he's got them all, like, which he comes in there in bins, and they're ready to go, and they have this great relationship, and it's so cool. And so she writes to me after and she says, Aunt Kate, what is Danny's love language? Right. So the funniest thing is his love language is quality time. And so I just had to chuckle because she was like, "Ooh, can I get him? Can I get him a gift? Can I get him this or whatever? Like, what does Danny like?" I'm like, "He likes you. He likes time. He likes this kind of thing of connection." Anyway, thank you so much. I'm going to look one last time before I go because I love having the comments. Keep them coming. And then Cindy wrote, "If I don't pop on Zoom by 11:45, I swear they will send the police for a wellness check." Right? So that's another point, consistency. We talk about that as a business strategy of always being consistent. So Cindy hit it out of the park, like an accidental hitting it out of the park. And to this day, I'm sure that she's so grateful that the stars aligned for this ritual that she put into place. So cool. And Heather, yes, that precious present, you will be grateful for that precious present for the rest of your life. I know I was in that kind of time. All right, my friends, I will see you tomorrow for learning. All right, take care.